Hello everybody and welcome to Thumbless Gamer Gaming. As a new Exile myself and seeing how there's a growing number of both PC and console players playing Path of Exile, I figured I'd make a short video on the top 5 things I wish I knew about trading from one new PoE player to another. This series will organically and naturally grow into a series that everybody wants to watch. So drop a subscription, like the video, and turn on those annoying notifications. For me, grinding it out in the game is where the fun comes from. I remember in the early days of games like Pokemon or even RuneScape, these grinds were where things got interesting. These are some of the reasons why I love gaming. I mean, this game's hard for a reason. It keeps those players who are in it for just more casual play out of our way. Once you've gotten the basics of trading, it's simple, and you'll find that it's what makes this game great. There's an informative trade manifesto on the forums by Chris Wilson himself that gets more into the meta of it. I'll link that below if anyone's interested. One of the things you'll notice right off the bat is that trading doesn't always mean you're going to get what you want. Top reason for this mainly being wait times. Sometimes we just want to be grinding and not sitting there waiting. For that reason, I'll be doing most of this video off stream in order to cut out a lot of that. We'll also try and keep each category brief in order to keep the video short. I've done a bit of research and found the top 5 things I wish I knew before trading. Number 1. In-game trading. Starting out, one of the most effective ways to trade is to get in touch with players who are actively trying to trade items. Opening your chat window by pressing enter gets you the unlimited trade access you've been looking for. Not really, but it gets you access to active players looking to trade items. That works, right? I found this is mostly people trying to dump items that they've been saving over time and they just need to get rid of some space. Or they're really higher level items and they're trying to get top dollar for them. In your chat window, there are tabs at the top. Selecting the trade tab or by typing the money sign into the text bar opens the trade feed. Here you can both look at items that are up for trade, which are labeled with the WTS or want to sell, or trade your own items by listing them yourself under WTS or want to sell. Other times you can see that some people are searching for items labeled as WTB or want to buy. As an example, we'll show you how to get started with a simple copy-paste of one of our own poet's pens. Start by opening your chat window by pressing enter. Then, in the text bar, type the money sign, followed by WTS. Now, after opening your own inventory, while holding Ctrl-Alt, left-click on the item you're interested in selling. This will copy and paste the item into the text bar. Remember to search your item's value and enter that value before submitting it to live players, but we'll cover that in a second. But before we get there, let's talk about number 2. Number 2. Public stash tabs. In the beginning, you start off with only 4 stash tabs. This massive game is free to play, and part of that comes microtransactions. The community is what helps fund our fun. So buying a few cheap stash tabs allows you to expand your storage and opens your game to a few easier to use trade options. Path of Exile is always running deals on stash tabs, so keep your eyes open and get them cheap. Once you've gotten a few, you can now open them to the public. Doing this allows you to customize the asking price for an item, set it as negotiable, or hide it altogether. Again, remember to search the value of your item to make sure you're getting the best out of your time. But how do I know how much my item is worth? Number 3. Trade macros. PoE trade macro for me was a blessing in disguise. I rely on mine for everything. It can be daunting early on to see all the variables that go into items. I've been frustrated a few times. One of the most important things to remember is to always search your item. Looking for the average price can sometimes be your safest bet. Items that drop at higher levels but are valued lower may have a higher average price. This usually means the item only needs a few more sockets or a different mod roll and it can easily triple in price. Here is a quick guide on how to get your trade macro downloaded and running. Start by downloading AutoHotkey from the link in the description. Next, download and extract the latest version zip file, also linked below. Now, make sure you have Path of Exile set to run in borderless window mode or the script won't work. That can be found by pressing O on your keyboard. Then run _trade macro at AHK. Be sure to check out additional custom settings by right-clicking Path of Exile trade macro from your tray and selecting PoE, Trade, Info, and Settings. This will allow you to make your experience a little more custom. Even without your own premium stash tabs, using a trade macro in our next list item can get you on your way to end game glory. Number 4. PoE.trade. PoE.trade is one of a few community developed websites dedicated to bringing ease to what can otherwise be a pretty difficult process. There are others, but this one is, in my opinion, the easiest to use. PoE.trade helps connect player to player in an easy to understand format, with different item filters that allow for almost infinite customization. Finding the item you want is easy. Using the search form, type the name of the item into the text bar. For this example, we're going to type in for a Fevered Mind Cobalt Jewel. Next, you'll want to get the information you need. This particular jewel has a plus 30% for spell damage, so that's what we'll type in here. Using the Add Mods drop-down menu, you'll look for the mod that best suits your needs. In this case, plus 30% to spell damage. Once you've found the item that you're interested in, you'll click Whisper. This copies the player who's selling the item's name, and the item location and value. Armed with that copy, return to the game and open the chat box just like before. Select Ctrl V, boom, there's your copy. Now send it. This is where the time could come in. Pay attention to the items that are marked AFK unless you have time to wait. Some players are very quick to respond while others might not respond at all. Don't let this bother you, as there are always more items available. Remember, when using this method, always pay attention to item levels, mod rolls, and currency rates. And number 5, PoE.Ninja. PoE.Ninja is one of the other community built websites I've found useful as I've learned how to trade. PoE.Ninja has some of the best and most up-to-date information on what you should be paying for an item or what individual currency item trade values are. Or the way I use it most, the most up-to-date currency trade values. As an example, when an item says it sells for 1.5 Exalted Orbs, how much is that? On this site, you'll be able to quickly search your item and find out what that number is. In this case, it comes out to be around 120 Chaos Orbs. Be sure to use this often and stay as up to date as you can with your currency values. Well, that's it for this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to hear more about any of these topics, leave a comment below and we'll try and make a more in-depth video about it. This will be the series I wish I had it before I started. I hope it is for you too. Until next time, this is Thumbless, and we'll see you in the stream. Bye.